Yay! Spit my cough drop out. I've been messing around with the lighting, trying to figure out different things at different angles. Sissy, hello, Joanne Stevens. Thank you for coming and welcome, welcome, welcome. I found my handy dandy bell, or actually Lilac's bell. It was neatly filed on the floor. On the floor. So, how is everybody doing tonight? It is such a wonderful. It's not fall, but it's a cooler evening. I always end up running around the last minute. I'd like to thank those of you in the bushes because I think I have 5 thumbs up already, and there are 2 people here. It's a busy Saturday afternoon in the world, and it's a blessing to be in the world. So, tonight we're going to do something really fun. Unbiased LLC says hello, Queen in chat. Mona did what, and what? Oh, y'all are so busy, Unbiased and Mona. You are 2 of the busiest people I know as far as creating and especially fiber arts. Oh my gosh. My sister Joanne Stevens is making these fabulous elephants. But let me thank the moderators for coming in. Without you, I wouldn't even have a channel because I didn't know which way was up in the beginning. I changed this table around because we are going to be doing some old school big stitch quilting today, something I've been putting off on a project for a long time. But Mona, when I get the frame put up over there, it's going to decrease my working table space. So I will have to do some hand stitching, lap stitching. In the old days, they didn't sew so much on the table. They used quilting frames, and they sewed by hand at the tables. Juanita Campbell, thank you for coming and welcome, welcome, welcome. I just adjusted the light in the back of me so it wouldn't be too bright. I think this is just about it for the table, though. Unbiased LLCs went today and said that Walmart is getting rid of fabric. Getting rid of fabric. You know, I get fabric everywhere. And by the way, I'm sitting on the bed watching TV on the big screen so I could see all the little stitches and everything. Yes, I have my embroidery huh, thimble on my quilting finger, which is the middle finger, but that's not the one I'm going to use it on. My fingers are long and have arthritis, so I don't do what I'm supposed to. I do what I want to because I'm a member of the We Don't Care Club. We do what we want when we want to. Clovis Gardner says, hello, all. Thank you. Thank you for coming. I am so excited. Okay, who did I forget? The the subscribers and those in the members club, which is $1.99 a month, and it does help the channel share things. I do a lot of charitable things like gifting hats to preemies, especially preemies, because regular stuff doesn't fit them. My handy dandy tissue. So, how are you all doing today? Mona, have you been in your garden? I saw you harvesting things and all of your little peppers and stuff. I actually had a pretty good harvest this week, even though I don't have a big garden. And there were only a few things ready that the criminals, 2-legged and 4-legged, let me have. Oh, you heard me say Auntie Joanne? Well, okay. Okay, come on. Come on up. Your face needs to be combed. Come on up, Hershey. I'm not bending down to pick you up. So, you guys, I have this sofa that I'm sitting on a riser because I use all the space underneath for storage. Your face hair is all over your face, Hershey. No matter what I do, he always comes looking disheveled. Hey, Mike. Thought about you yesterday. Mr. Hershey and I were in the park with my helper, and then we were about to leave, and she was behind me holding his leash, and I was on the hill on a cane, right? And I looked, I felt something move. It was the hugest, the hugest raccoon. And then what's wrong with this picture? Raccoons are nocturnal. They're not supposed to be out during the day. They say if you see one during the day, it has rabies, and it was 3 times bigger than Mr. Hershey. David Corey with Crop. Thanks for coming. Appreciate all of you. Now, where did I put my bell in all of this stuff? I want to show you some old school. Here it is. One ringy dingy, two ringy dingies. So, Auntie Joanne and I have been doing needlepoint, hand sewing ever since over 70 years, because we were Girl Scouts and Brownies and we had to sew our badges on, we had to do stuff. So, what we are going to talk about today is old school hand quilting. And there are many different ways to hand quilt. I will show you a couple of tools that you can use, you don't have to use. This is an old fashioned thimble. It's one of my favorite ones, and it's made of brass. I don't know why, I just love it. I have two just like this. Oh, I left it over there. I have a whole little container full of different kinds of thimbles. So of course I dropped this one. So this one is a leather thimble. Why do you need a thimble? Because pushing that needle through, your hands get very, very sore. Yankee sister hermana. Thank you for coming, and welcome. This one is very old. It looks like new because I don't know if I've ever used it. I just use it for show. And yes, I have my name on everything because I used to go out because I learned how to write my name. Actually, ever since I learned how to write my name, I put my name on everything. And when you go out to these different places, when you go out to them, everybody, Daddy used to say, all tools look alike. 9 times out of 10, if somebody's tools get missing, guess what? They'll be looking at you sideways as if to say yours were theirs. I've got a trick for them though. Even my good scissors, my good scissors. Oh, I don't think like some of the ones that I was going to show you. I cleaned the table off. The good scissors, I had my machine guy engrave Pankey on them. So, what are we going to do today? I want to show you different kinds of thread because you can use anything. This is regular all purpose thread. I'll try to hold it tight, close up. And the hand sewing or all purpose thread is a little thicker than some threads. Then there is embroidery thread. What I'm going to use today, it's okay if you don't look at my face, right? This is what we'll be sewing. Um, this is the old fashioned DNC thread. It has 6 strands in each piece, and each of them has a different number on it. a different number on it. I used to just go buy them, like the whole rainbow. It has a number and the color, and some of them are almost look almost exactly the same, but in the light they're not. Can you see the Oh, I know what. I brought this out. Hold on 1 minute. Oops. No, trying to see. I also have glaucoma. I'm trying to do something where the light's not too bright, but it's not too dull. It's like the baby bear's porridge. So I'll put it back up like this. Okay. So, like, see this and this and this. They're all slightly different. Doesn't make any difference on what I'm doing tonight, but I just want you to see that all the different colors, these are actually colors that I pulled to do the hand stitching on this little mini quilt. It's an art quilt. I have been working on this thing for 20 years. I did the needlepoint in the background, probably in the 19. You know what? I think I was working on this on 9/11. I'm pretty sure I was, because I was stressed out and I needed something to do with my hands. Now, this DNC thread is 6 strands. So for the project I'm going to be doing today, I've separated it 2 by 2 by 2. You would have made pals with that raccoon. I don't know, Mike. That raccoon was bigger than you, bruh. That was a big raccoon. He lives here. I moved here 7 years ago. I saw him and a wife, and I've seen babies over the years. There's a big, near this building at 72 units, there's a big thing that where like water can drain away from the parking lot and whatnot. It goes under the building and it goes under, oh, I don't know, at least the city block, comes out over in this big manhole looking thing on the side of the park. So there's a new 5-story building going up down the street, and maybe the noise was keeping him awake and he couldn't sleep during the day or something. So these are some of the different kinds of thread. This is you can use whatever you want. You can use yarn. There were some people back in my grandma's days. They used to use tobacco thread. You know, where you string. Let's see. You pick cotton and something tobacco. Well, I forgot how it used to be. But you see this? This is a very heavy thread, but they're hard to get through a needle. And there are all kinds of different needles that you can get. Pescatarian, thanks for coming and welcome, welcome, welcome. If you see the family mic, you'll let it know. Pescatarian saying, hola, farmer. Thank you for coming and welcome, welcome, welcome. And let me do this so I remember. Show. Okay. Uh-oh. Can somebody make sure that Farmer's okay? I'm trying to go up, and I hope I didn't. Hold on. Okay, there we are. Last week that happened. I didn't know what to do with it. Rita, hello. Thank you for coming and welcome, welcome, welcome. Where did Rita go? Up there. So, hold on. Oh, brother. Oh, there we are. I think I just go too fast. Hold on, you guys. Okay, that's doing something crazy. Donzel Cooper, hello, 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 and welcome. Rita and the Limping Old Farmer, I love them. She's doing such a good job teaching her granddaughters how to sew, and she has one of those Singer featherweights like I like to use and love. And I wanted to show you more thread and different, use whatever you like. Now I want to show you different kinds of needles. You can spend your life savings on different kinds of needles, and you will need needle threaders. So the needles, they have some that they package just for this. They're called big stitch needles, and what they are, they're very long. I don't know if you've heard of something called yashiko. It's a Japanese type of stitching where you use these really long needles and you just keep going up and down, up and down, up and down a really long way. You can use betweens. These you can tell are specialty ones. They're almost like the ones I just had. I just want to show you, use whatever you can make work for you, and you can thread. See, these are for really big, thick, but that thick, twiny thread I just showed you, I couldn't get it to go through there. I couldn't get it to go through there. And what I'm going to be quilting today is called a batik. It's washed several times in the making of it, so it's tight, tight, tight. I didn't want all that. So if I missed anybody, I apologize. And hello and welcome. So I just stop Hershey. Just 1 minute, please. So of course I had to fuss at Hershey. He hears something in the hall. He only barks if there's something there. Okay, so I think I've shown you a big enough selection of needles. So hand stitching. I'm going to put these needles back so that I can find them. And the last thing you want to do is drop your needles on the floor, on a chair, on a sofa, on a bed. I used to have a friend, one of my mother's friends who was a quilter. She would go nuts if she used to love to hand quilt. I used to pay her to hand quilt some of my quilts. And actually, Maria Graham, the quilt the quilt that you commissioned was one that she hand quilted. If you have needles that you like to use a lot, you can keep them in a little pack. As you can see, this pack has died 1,000 deaths. Yes, it has my name on it. Why? Because all tools look alike, my dad used to say. All right. I know that's a repeat, but I cannot say that enough. So, this is what I will be hand stitching, and I'm going to bring you closer, closer, closer. So what I'm going to do is do some big stitching along here because it's a small piece and I want it to stand out. Oh, David said, that's right, pup, keep barking. You know somebody's there, right? Yeah, let them know, don't come in here. You don't want this. Let them know. They mess around and find out. So, you guys, I'm going to turn her around so that you can see her. And I'm going to try to get you right up close, almost on my lap. So, okay. So, there's a way that, and I already have some needles threaded. And initially, I think I'll go up this way, around, 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 because these are big stitches. I have a few needles already threaded. Running them off. David doesn't want anybody here before he gets here. Okay. There was actually a little jazz, not concert, but a small jazz group outside on the front this afternoon. Did I go out there? No. Why? Because I was actually hand stitching the binding on a quilt. So, this is what I'm going to do. Or maybe I'm trying to decide because some people want to see both. So, you can start on the top and pull the knot through, but sometimes it's kind of difficult with this really thick thread. Since this is such a small piece, I'm just going to reach underneath it. What is a quilt? Is when you finish a top, is it a quilt? No. This top has been finished forever and ever and ever. I'm going to bring it up close to you. Close to you. What a quilt is a fabric sandwich, and it has a top, it has batting, and it has a batting. I just thought this was interesting. So what he does is he always gets between me and whatever he hears. Like all 9 pounds of him is going to kill anything, but I'm sure he will he will get an ankle or a big toe or something and work on it. I haven't seen the exterminator since like April, and but when he comes in, big old thick juicy guy, I have to put Hershey up. Hershey does not like him. I have to put him. Hershey won't jump off my bed. He knows he'll break one of those little 12-year-old legs. So I'm going to start here. I want to see how close I can get you. Unbiased says, oh, she's talking to y'all. So let's get to it. Let's get after it, as they say. So I'll do this because there's more light in front of me. But I just want you to see the way that you, and you know, part of the fun of big stitching is that I'm just going up and down, up and down. Now, if you want to do fancy quilting, you can take a piece of chalk. You can take a piece of, let me see. I keep everything in the same place. For example, you can take a piece of chalk and do a little line if you wanted to. This is not that serious, and it's art. We want it to look individual. Hershey had Angel barking over there. You guys, Angel, Auntie Joanne's dog, is Hershey's daughter. So I'm just going up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, almost like Sashiko. And then I put lotion on my ashy hands, and now the needle is slipping. So, and then I pull it. The very first stitch, I did a little back stitch. A little back stitch. So, I want to talk and I want to see what you guys are doing. How many of you, David, Michael, you can stitch by hand. You can stitch by hand. You don't even need a sewing machine. But this is old school big stitch. Maybe if I put it on my lap, you could see it better, but it's too far away. Just trying to figure out the best of two options, but this is going to go fast because it's just up and down, up and down. Oh, I was going to show you some stuff. What did I harvest? I harvested parsley. I gave that most of that to my helper. I have a temporary one because my regular one is off in Europe somewhere, gallivanting for a couple of weeks. She's having fun. I see her pictures on Facebook. Oh, and to show you something that you're not supposed to do, well, I have this little pad underneath. When sometimes it gets stiff, if I don't want to pull it through with the thimble, you can just put it upside down on your board and pull it through. Then I'm pulling it until it's nice and straight. See that? Can you see those hand stitches? Okay. Nikki, the everyday life of an everyday chick. David just stitched a chair to sit in. Oh, that's really cool. Did you take a video? Can we see it? Can we see it? David, you're very artsy, craftsy too. I love seeing what you're doing. I love sneaking in your house. Oh, Nikki, you sew. Nikki special. Nikki special. Nikki, did you get your frame for your little post? I know you didn't get a postcard. You actually got a coaster. Are you using it for a coaster or for a postcard, Nikki Nick? So I know I'm coming to the end of this, and I use just a few big pins to pin base this. So I've gotten to the end of this already. So I'm going to backstitch one and go under. And on the back, you can see these stitches. I wanted them to be seen. You see going across back there? Let me check and make sure if I got them pulled tight, because sometimes you don't. Now, this needle point, this is actually petty point. It's very, very fine. I couldn't get a needle through there, so I actually stitched near the ditch because I couldn't get it down in the ditch even. You use a coaster on your nightstand, you use it all day long. You love it. Aw, Nicky Nick, you'll get more. One of the best gifts you ever received. Auntie Joanne and Uncle Roscoe use theirs all day long. It makes them think I'm still there messing up their house. Kelly, I bring it every day. So this is just a fun little project. And this is this little thing. It looks like sloppy stitches, whatever. That's what collectors like. They like originality. I'll turn this around in 1 minute. I'm just getting it started over here. Just getting it started. Let's get this party started. But I'm trying to eyeball guess it to to see that if it's to see that it's in the middle of this two rows. Sort of, kind of, sort of, kind of. But it's fun, and this is so relaxing. Making sure I got it pulled all. I have it pulled all the way. Hello, mother. My mother, you guys, called me like 8 times yesterday evening, and I missed her. And then I fell asleep. I went to a meeting. Then I fell asleep when I came back home. and I miss her. And 1 o'clock in the morning, I saw pictures of her at her rehab daycare, and not daycare, it's actually overnight for a while. And her two great grandsons were there. There are 6 living generations, and mommy's 6, I'm 5, my daughter is 4, my granddaughter is 3, her daughter is 2, and the 5-year old and the 2-month old are both 1. And others say, "You like the stitching too?" I saw you, Kelly. I see you going to all those swap meets, or they call them different things in different places. You guys, I have family in Pennsylvania. Oops, sorry. Mother, they're saying hello. Mom Pankey, Maria Graham, David Corey. I'll show her this. I'll show her this tomorrow when I get there. I don't braid very well. Now this one, every so many stitches, you can do a back stitch so that it doesn't come out or it makes it stronger. I do that even when I'm hand stitching. I do so many stitches up and down, then I'll do a back stitch. So this one, you really shouldn't put straight pins in when you're hand stitching because they will stick you. They will stick you. I don't even know why I have these here because all they're going to do is tangle up the thread. So again, I'm using 2 strands of regular DNC embroidery thread. And what I've done is I've threaded several needles, and I just have thread hanging here. I'm actually using the end of the sewing machine to because I don't use the thread holders to hold thread, and I have a couple needles threaded. When I get around here, I want you to see another color. Kelly says 6 generations. Amen. And my mother is so cute. She's holding the 2-month old on her lap. The 5-year old is a little slender, muscular guy, and he holds the baby too and gives his little cousin a bottle. So I'm going up and down, up and down. I could use this if I wanted to push it. In when my grandmother used to quilt, they had quilting frames. Those actually look a little crooked, but I guess that's what'll make it look authentic. My grandmother had these wooden frames, and my aunts said that they used to put them across kitchen chairs, right? And then the women would sit down, and each one would get on each of 4 sides, and they would push the needle up and down. And then sometimes when it was under the table on a frame, it wasn't hard like this. This is just a hard, regular sewing table. And the kids would sit down there listening to adult conversations. I heard the funniest story. I shouldn't say this, Mother, but I'm gonna say it. But cover your little ears, Mom. So I was in this quilt guild in North Carolina, and there were these little old ladies. I had to be juried in. I had to be juried in to see if I could act right or if my skills were up to their professional level, right? So we were sitting there one day, and I think a commercial came on, or they were talking about a commercial on TV, and they were talking about Viagra, right? I'm like, I'm looking at these ladies. They could be my mother, right? And one of them that looked like the commercial for the Breck shampoo with the little wavy hair and the big blue eyes. And the, the commercial said, if you have an erection over 4 hours, call a doctor. This lady sitting up there, handsomely, she said, no, if that happens, she repeated the word. She says, don't call a doctor, call me. I was on the floor. I was on the floor. I say that to say that when these little old ladies, including me, I'm a little old lady. I'm a little old lady from Pasadena, not from Pasadena. You talk about anything that comes up. There's a lady that lives upstairs in my building that, sorry, there's a lady upstairs in my building here, and she's about 9 years older than me. And she went to school with one of my aunts in North Carolina. And she was talking about the women quilting. My aunts were telling me how they used to quilt, and it's similar to what they say in the G's Ben quilters. I know some trivia. I'm not sure if you guys know. The G's Ben is a place in Alabama that was very poor, and they actually the way of quilting is a way that poor people quilted everywhere, not just there. It's just that their quilts became famous, and these people, like during slavery, apparently ended up walking with their owner from North Carolina to this part of Alabama with no plumbing, no running water, no sewerage or anything like that. You know, I have some friends that have RVs and campers, and they take their featherweight machines because it doesn't have a lot of electricity, doesn't cut off like some of these embroidery machines and fancy machines that need power surgers and all that stuff. And some of them, one of my friends has a house in North Carolina and one in Florida. She actually hand sews while her husband is driving. There would be spit up all over the floor if I did it. Oh my gosh. I can't. I can't. And this is no offense, and I don't want anybody to be upset with me. Some of the channels I watch, I'll come and I'll watch them later on, I can never watch them live. You know why? They rock in their chair. They rock or they swing. You know, they have those office chairs. Oh my gosh, that makes me so nauseous. Kelly says she's chilling. Hola, chica. LGGG love. Thanks for coming and welcome. So, I am finishing this quilt, this little art quilt. This is what it looks like on the front. It's my own needlepoint pattern there. I saw something in a newspaper. I want to say during 9/11 or something. It was during that, and it was in the Wall Street Journal because I was reading it for work, and I saw this, and it is an electric lady. And if you look, her earrings are actual electrical cords. And I put some metallic thread on her lips and on her neck, and those big eyelashes were exaggerated back in the day, but now everybody wears some big old eyelashes except me. I used to have long eyelashes. I don't anymore. And my left eye always waters, so I can't even stupid put mascara on it. So I'm putting it down so you could see it again instead of me making faces and acting up. So I want you to see what big, big hand stitching looks like, and it's considered a collectible art. See, I actually have my thimble on the correct finger now, but I looked up and that stitch was going really crooked. So I'm taking it out. Okay. Oh, another way you can mark lines, curves, whatever, when you're hand stitching, you can use tape. You can use painter's tape or 1/4 inch tape and mark little designs. Mark little designs and patterns on there, and then come back later on and stitch them. Oh, this is so crooked, but it's going to be so good. It's going to be so good when it's finished. Why? Finish is better than perfect, right? So unbiased. Now this is what I should do on that denim quilt or the grandma's hands, but I don't know. Sewing through that denim is going to be a little bit hard, more difficult than this. So I'm going under here now, coming up under here. And you see this big long needle? I'm just going up and down, up and down. I'm actually helping push it with the needle is in my right hand. I don't know whether it looks left or right to you guys. And I'm pulling it through with my left hand. There's something um the Japanese stitching, the sashiko, has a really thick thread, and usually it's like on blue fabric and white thread. So I'll show you what I'm going to do here. I'm coming to the end over there. So I want to use this thread somewhere else, this color, because I'm going to put different colors in there. And I want you to see this big old hand stitching in there to show that it was handmade. So I'm pulling it and pulling it and pulling it. And you see some of the people that make quilts, they charge $25 an hour for their quilting. Unbiased, a small quilt label to go on the back of a quilt. Most people charge from $25 to $50 for that, but it has more things. It has like the date, the place, the person who made the quilt, and where it was made, like at least the state. Those four things. Making sure I pulled it all the way through. I did. But doll quilts are more worth more as collectibles than big quilts. Why? Because they're unique. They're unique. They're one of a kind. And usually people go through extra steps, extra stitches, because it is for a special little boy or a special little girl. Katie, Greenland quilter Katie. Katie is such a dedicated follower, you guys. She has gone through my playlist and watched every single quilt that is dealing with quilting and hand stitching. Yay, Katie, I appreciate you. I'm usually in the bushes watching on TV, and because I can't text and do that at the same time. Can't talk and quilt at the same time either, huh? Sounds like it. So I'm going to the back and I'm going to get a little bit of fabric and stitch under it. I'm going to make a knot. I'm actually holding it so that it doesn't kink up. Then what you do to end it, you don't leave it on top, right? You take the needle and you put it between the layers of batting and you pull it through. You pull it through so that you can't see it. It's buried in the middle somewhere. and you never see the start and the ending. So now I have this thread, and this is the long needle for those of you who just came in. It's not a sashiko needle. There are sewing machines. Baby Luck has one where it does sashiko stitching. It looks like hand stitching. It's not big stitching, but it is hand stitching. So, oh, now I have a vote, you guys. I wasn't sure what kind of stitching I was going to do on this turquoise. I just decided I didn't have to break the thread though, if that's what I was going to do. I could have put this color on here, on the turquoise, and it'll give it a contrast. Okay, Katie says she has two computers. That's really cool. I have a computer. I have this computer, and I have an iPad, but the iPad is not charging. Jags, I saw you. For those of you who don't know, Jags was trying to water. He's down in Georgia or Florida, but he was putting water bladders on some of his new trees to try to keep them warm. And what a water bladder is, for those of you who are gardening, is like you could take a Ziploc bag, a big gallons Ziploc bag, or whatever size you have, put a couple holes in it, put it on top of the soil, and let it drip. Let it drip. So, hey, Miss Joyce Wan, thank you for coming and welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Miss Joyce, I want to put the bag on you. I need some I need some of your stuff that you have that you collected on your travels. So how many of you think that this nice magenta slash fuchsia slash colorful fabric will look nice on the turquoise? Put a one in the chat. Put a two if you think it's gonna be ugly. A one if you like it on the turquoise, we're doing big hand stitching, or a two if you think it's going to be ugly. Let me. Now I killed the cord to this too. You know what happens? I have them plugged in and I go around here and trip over them, not paying attention. So hold on one second. It says retry something. Okay, so. Oh, Yankee Sister likes it. Okay, Greenland Quilter one, Miss Joyce one, Joanne Stevens one. Notification from my uncle. Those of you who like Georgia University of Georgia sports, he's on the staff there. Okay, so let's put a little knot in here. Let me see. My hand is sweaty over here. You don't lick your fingers anymore in quilting. Thank you, Yankee Sister. I like purple. I like turquoise. And I like weird things. I like them together too. Oh my gosh. I know what I started to tell you guys. Unbiased was in a thrift store somewhere, and today, and she said she was live, and she said that she had $26 for the budget. Unbiased. $26 is not even enough to get one pair of pants, one pair of jeans in Connecticut or Arizona. Oh my goodness, I was going crazy. She was in there. She even found some Harley Davidson jeans. What in the world? Sherry. Hey, Sherry, thanks for coming. Welcome. You guys, I don't know if next week, my regular helper will be back the week after that. I will get my cutie frame up. So let's.
Which app do you want to open?
I'm not talking to you, Sherry. I said
I
Sherry. Oh my God, you need to go somewhere and unalive yourself. Oh my gosh. I have never activated her. Did you hear that, you guys? How rude and disrespectful. And then she types, I will not then. You better not. Oh, never felt so violated in all my life. Okay, so I'm not sure if this knot is going to be too big. Did you hear that? Oh, and she got smart with my granddaughter one time too. Pop her. So I'm trying to see if I can pull this under, pull this under the knot. Ugh, maybe not, maybe not, maybe not. So usually you start in the inside and go out. I hadn't planned on doing this, and this boutique is too tight. But there's more way than one way to skin a cat, right? One thing quilters do when you're quilting, whether you're long arming or whatever you're doing, you try to put a busy fabric on the back. Why? Because you can hide crimes back there. You can hide crimes and misdemeanors under there. I know it. No, she didn't. Oh, pescatarian. Oh no, I pulled this out. Now I pulled the thread out looking up. Because Siri upset my last glass nerve. But that's okay. Don't worry your pretty little heads about it. Am I going to waste your time rethreading a needle? No, because typo, it's okay. Cute. And that's another thing. If you make a mistake, they're supposed to be so AI friendly. They'll type every word except a sensible word that you want in that sentence. And by the time you erase it, get back to it. So I've got all these needles threaded, you guys. There's one, two more, and I put long threads. Long threads. So we're just going to keep kicking the can forward because I wanted to be able to use it on multiple rows. Multiple rows. Oh, yes. Hi, all the iPad is doing its own words. Actually, I'm on a MacBook, but sometimes sometimes they talk to each other and they do bad things like sisters and brothers. Uh, and you know what's really embarrassing? I'll be in here. My apartment is like 800 square feet. It's roomy for a one bedroom apartment, and I can't find my iPad or I can't find my phone. So if my helper is here, I'll get her to call one or the other. And then sometimes I'll put locate my, find my device, and it'll say it's with you. You know when it says it's with you, that means it's like less than a foot away. Embarrassing. Okay, so those of you who want to share your channels, if you're content creators, please put an exclamation mark GQUAT. She's typing over there being smart, trying to be funny. So this already has a knot in it. And since I can't pull it through on the backside, it'll just have a small knot somewhere back there. And if somebody in real life or some quilt show has nothing better with their life to do than go look for one knot on the back of my quilt, go do whatever floats your boat, hunty. Whatever makes you happy. So now we're going up and down. I'm trying to keep them straight and in the middle, but let it be what it is, right? Greenland quilter Katie likes to crochet, and so she invites a lot of people on her channel too who are into the fiber arts. For those of you who would like to go and see what she's doing, her husband is a sailor, in Greenland. She does tours. So I'm going up and down, up and down. This layer, because it's between layers, is actually pretty tight. So it's not the straightest, but that's what makes it unique. That's what makes it art. I'm looking at you guys and looking at this, but that's the part that's going to be loved the most. Maybe I'll take this off my middle finger. You love having guests to come and sew or crochet with me. Thank you for inviting me on your show, Katie, Katie, Katie. Katie, Katie. You're the only one in the world for me. And when the moon shines over the cow shed, I'll be waiting there by the kitchen door. I think that's the way those words go. So, you guys, I'm smiling because I'm looking, holding it on angle so that you all could see it. But, and I'm bumping into the edge of this mesh over here. I was trying to stay out of the way of it. Okay, so this part is a little tight. Let me take something, a pin, and loosen it. I pulled it a little tight. So I'm just taking a pin and loosening it. Oh, so you guys, I was telling you, I'm always telling you stories and stopping. Oh, Katie said she invites people to sew or crochet for those of you content creators who go to her channel and let her get to know you and see what kind of work you're doing. You might get invited. How's about them apples? Okay, so now I'm coming to the corner. I don't know why, even when I'm sewing my labels on, you want to visit? Okay. Okay, come on up. Come on up. Okay, so now we're turning the corner. And to turn the corner, I like to go back a little stitch. So I'm going back one stitch, and then underneath it, I'm going forward and changing directions. So you see this stitch kind of went backwards. So this will look original. I'm going to try to look down, you guys. Thank you. Thank you, Sherry Yerton. So I don't have my long arm machine anymore. I sold it when I downsized, and all those extra machines. I may or may not allegedly have 6 or 7 machines in this 1 bedroom apartment. It's almost at the point where I may have to sleep with one on the bed. Okay, so I'm pulling this through, pulling it through, pulling it through, and trying to keep the threads from twisting. Twisting. Yankee's sister said, "Hi, Mr. Hershey." He actually had a bath Thursday. Maybe I'll take him to visit mom tomorrow while I'm there. I have a cart that I take sometimes. I'm trying to hold it so you can see it. There we go. So just wear big hand stitching with big hand stitching needles. You can buy them on Amazon. Trying to keep them the same length. So I'm pulling. Oh, I think it looks cute. Sort of, kind of. Oh, I know what. That back stitch got a little tight again. I have to be cool with those back stitches. Okay, when I go the other direction. So, how many of you how many of you garden on Sunday? A lot of quilters go live on Sunday, but I do church. I visit the family or either personally or in family chats, pull up their comments, try to answer them, visit my friends. Sometimes we cook for each other either before I leave to go to the town where my mom and the rest of the families live. Nobody lives in this town except me in Connecticut, but they're about an hour away depending on the traffic or how fast you drive. I don't drive fast. When I was younger, I I was a speed demon. I was a speed demon. And and I could go up and down the East Coast from Connecticut to Florida, east to west, California, back to Connecticut. I love to drive, and especially if I had a car with a big engine in it, heavy duty car. Oh boy, I was in my element. I would drive, drive, drive. Now, and oh, I know what I was going to say. And then I would be driving sometimes, and there would be some little old fart driving down the road doing 45 miles an hour. Oh my gosh. And then sometimes I would have to wait to get around them. I would be so annoyed. So this stitch is too far over. I'm going to try to back stitch a little bit to get it closer to the other side. I would be so annoyed. And guess what? Now I'm the little old fart doing 55 in the right hand lane. Yankee Sister said she walks in the garden every day. I used to when I had a garden where I live, but my community garden is down the street. If you count walking by my hydroponics, I walk by it every day. I walk in that garden. Actually, two of them need to be cleaned out because there's a challenge dealing with, oh, dwarf miniature tomatoes, and I want to get in it. Number one, so I will have some tomatoes to eat. I haven't ripened any tomatoes outside yet, you guys, because of the shade in my garden. Yankee Sister gave me so many tomatoes, every kind you can imagine. And I I start three? I started three indoors, or I bought three starts. I forgot which it was. Maybe I bought three starts, but they haven't decided. Maybe the raccoon stole them. I don't know. I don't know. That's a funny looking little stitch over there, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Yep, yeah, he's just, I'm the old fat coming between your town. And guess what? I have to go to Shelton next week to the doctor. When I used to work in Shelton and have to drive there from the town that I'm in now, I used to get there like in 20 minutes. Now it takes me a full 45 minutes to get over there. So and down, up and down. I'm trying to keep the stitches consistent and talk at the same time. I don't know how it's going. Why? Because good friends become family, and family is everything. So this is just something different. How have any of you ever done big hand stitching before? It's not like, oh, you know what's different about big hand stitching? You're using a really big needle. You can use different sizes up to the sashiko size, or when you're doing the old school style quilting, you're using a thimble, your middle finger, and a very short quilting needle, a very short quilting needle. Daddy said when his mother used to send him to the store to get a quilting needle, she would tell him to get a size 8 quilting needle. He said, I'll never forget that. Him telling me about a size 8 quilting needle. And you put it on this finger, and you see these little holes. It catches the needle and it helps you get it up and down, up and down, up and down. Okay, so I'm going to finish this little side over here. Here we go. Here we go. Katie, I don't know how I thought of that little nursery rhyme song. Probably because I'm always singing songs to the great grandkids. There was a little boy visiting my building the other day, and with his mother. His name was Owen, and I was singing the Nana Banana song to him. He was tickled pink. So we're going up and down and up and down. Well, it's not the straightest. Why? Because I'm walking and chewing bubble gum at the same time, actually talking and hand quilting at the same time. But it is what it is, right? And if nothing else, it will be. That annoys me. It's on the correct finger, but it annoys me. So I'm taking it off because it's harder to push the needle up and down. And I'm using cotton batting, as you see. Okay. I can't believe. Oh, I know what happened. This thread is really is doubled up at some point. I didn't notice that. Oh my goodness. I wonder if I should rip this out and start again. I will see. I was wondering how I finished it so fast. Because I'm actually sewing with 4 strands instead of 2, but it actually looks nice on this turquoise. It's really standing out. Maybe the others I will intentionally, but it doesn't matter. On this turquoise, it actually looks nice. That was an accidental slip. But sometimes things happen for a reason, and you just go with the flow. Okay, I'll look up you guys. Sorry if I'm missing comment. Cece, how are you doing? Cece's in her garden every day. Every day. Wait till you get my age, Yankee sister. Some of those gardening days, girlfriend, you'll be going to doctor appointments. That is what you will be doing. Okay, so I can't wait to show you guys. So I'm going to end this on the back and make a little knot. Make a little knot. And then I will go between the layers of the batting and pull the knot under. So hopefully you don't see it. So I would love to show you guys what it looks like. Oops. Sorry, girlfriend. I didn't mean to hold you upside down on your head. Can you see Mr. Hershey, you guys? He's always trying to be next to me, touching me. Always touching his mommy. So this is what the big hand stitching looks like so far on this little original art piece. It's a little bit sloppy. I don't know. I don't know. It is what it is, right? Maybe I'll take it out. Maybe I won't. You got a couple of appointments coming this week. Just keep living, Yankee sister. Just keep living, sis. Are you going to be over this way? Because I think, oh, I have all your pots to return, your little starter pots. And if you're coming by, maybe I'll cook a pot of beans or something. I haven't cooked beans in several weeks. I'm having withdrawal symptoms. I love black beans especially. And I've been going through my pantry, rotating stuff, and I saw a bunch of stuff and sharing and sharing. So, did you guys enjoy this? This old school stuff? Oh, you like it? My sister, Joanne Stevens, she'll let me know. She's not one of those friends that if something's a hot mess, she's going to let you go out with it on you, representing you. She'll tell you, well, sis, maybe you could try pulling that out and doing it again. Yankee Sister said the turquoise frames it nice. And plus, nobody will be as close as you guys. It'll be like way back here. It's actually smaller than the one up there. So I won't put it up there. See that little wall quilt up there? I just put it up there to see what it looked like. But that's one of my art quilts with my some of my imported African fabrics and some hand stitching and beading on it. This one won't get any beading. So, oh, now this computer's telling me I haven't done any backup for 352 days. It means with my 5 terabyte side drive. So, you guys, leave it a little crooked. It's original. That's what I was thinking. I When I was a quilt show judge in North Carolina, I used to judge long arm quilting. And I belonged to the North Carolina Long Arm Association. And that was one of the ways you could tell that something was not machine quilt. You'll be close, but not too far. Trip to Maryland in a few weeks. Oh, Cece, I have a family member that has a place in Maryland. A lot of family members, as a matter of fact. I used to live there. I used to live there in Prince George's County, Maryland. So you guys, mother, I will see you tomorrow, Ego Amote. So I'll shut it down, you guys. This wasn't the best light. I was trying to figure out what to do. It actually seems like it's better because the light in back of me changed and the surrounding lights came on. But that's just life, right? You do the best you can, and that's all you can do. Hope you guys enjoyed it. So, in American Sign Language, this is an I, this is an L. Yankee's sister says it shows the care I put into it. Thank you. This is how you say I love you in American Sign Language. I appreciate each and every one of you.